He's not cool, he's just kinda cool. Here's Kinda Cool Alex.
Yes, alright, so that's me, just kinda cool Alex. Now, I've got something here for episode 3 of this podcast that I would like to talk about. Today, I'd like to talk about something that I've been thinking about for quite some time now. There is a hard truth, and some of you may not like to hear this. So stay with me, because there is a silver lining to this hard truth. And it's also a truth that deep down we all know already. And that truth is that Twitch is oversaturated, and at this point in time, February 2020, you can no longer make it on Twitch. I would say gaming, traveling, and modeling are all oversaturated markets in this digital age as far as becoming an influencer. Now, there are many ways around this, but let me be clear. I am not saying that you should give up your streaming dreams. What I am saying is that Twitch isn't the place to do it. And, as an added benefit, we've known this for a long time, that Twitch just isn't the place to do it, but it's always the place to go anyways to do it. But with my silver lining, there is some good news. Something has recently changed, and many of you probably already know this. This isn't news to you, probably. If you keep up with the streaming news, you probably already know this, and this isn't going to be any new information to you. And if that's the case, this is just for me to reinforce the idea to you that Twitch just isn't the place to do it. So, if you take anything away from this episode, take away this. That YouTube Gaming Live increased by 46% from quarter 1 to quarter 4 in 2019 and accounted for 27% market share in terms of hours watched for quarter 4, which is up 7% since last quarter, and that was in 2019. So, there was a time when YouTube Gaming and Facebook Gaming came out, and people said these platforms would be just like Twitch in its infancy. Imagine being on Twitch in when it was Justin.tv, when there wasn't as many streamers. That's what people thought about YouTube Gaming and Facebook Gaming, and maybe Mixer, I guess. That they thought this was the place to go. There was so much real estate. They thought there was so much beachfront real estate on these platforms. But time went on, and there just wasn't any views. There wasn't enough views. I mean, years went by, and it just wasn't happening. I mean, yeah, some people would become, I guess, partners, quote unquote, in their respective platforms such as YouTube Gaming and Mixer and Facebook Gaming, but they were just such a small market that Twitch was still dominating, and this idea that there was all this beachfront real estate in these platforms just wasn't the case. And even the biggest YouTube Let's Play gamers would still migrate to Twitch for streaming. So they would amass all of these subscribers on YouTube, but then they would live stream on Twitch. And then they would stay there. And in fact, they would put on their bios, hey, watch me fail at video games or something. Come and hang out with me while I play video games, and then link their Twitch. So they left behind their Let's Plays. There was this idea where VODs, video on demand, so if you must know, be fancy here, VODs, people left behind those and migrated to live streaming, not just live streaming, but to Twitch. And yes, people would still do their Let's Plays, but why would you do Let's Plays when you could live stream and build that following there on Twitch and become partners, right? So that was the idea that just YouTube live gaming was a dead platform until now. And there was a streamer, you'll forgive me because I'll probably butcher his name, Courage. I'm sure you all know this, again, if you keep up with the streaming news, but that some big streamer, Courage, I don't really follow him, I don't know much about him, but apparently he's a big partner on Twitch, and he moved to YouTube Gaming Live. And that was a big deal because we had seen Ninja, the big Fortnite guy, he goes from Twitch to Mixer. But you have this Courage guy who goes from Twitch not to Mixer or Facebook Gaming, but to YouTube Live Gaming. And YouTube Live was this sleeping giant for a long time because they had their own they had their own app for live gaming, and then they took it down, and just that was a disaster apparently. So and there's still this idea where YouTube gaming just isn't that great of a place to go because there's this a lot of problems with the UI and some other functions that just aren't very good. But with this big move from this one streamer from Twitch to YouTube gaming, that this opens up a whole entire new market for streamers. And so I wanted to get deep a little bit for a little while, for just a little bit. There's a school of philosophy that I like to follow called Stoicism, and I'm sure some of you know what Stoicism is. The Stoics believed that time is a currency, so it's like money, right? I like to dumb down things. I like to simplify things and water them down. Currency is just like a form of money, right? Or money is a form of currency, rather. And so Stoics believed that time is a currency, and it's the one currency that you can't get back, and that's true. Because money you can always get more of, but time, no, you can't get more time. Once you spend time, it's gone for good. And so that's why I believe that if we really want to enter the world of gaming influencing and becoming full-time streamers, or whatever it may be, and really gaming influencers at this point in time are full-time streamers, so they're really they go hand in hand. That if you're a gaming influencer, you're a streamer. So if that's really where we want to go, then I think it's wise to go through the most time-saving and effective vehicle of media. And right now that's YouTube gaming, because there's all this beachfront opportunity right now, all this beachfront real estate. And it's true. There is. I don't want to get you to discourage you with the idea that you shouldn't stream on Twitch anymore. That's not the idea. That's not the point. But the point is that we are still in the infancy of streaming, and we live in this digital age where we really are still in infancy. So the point is that there is a lot of beachfront real estate in gaming. It's just not, right now at this time, it's not through Twitch. And it's increasingly becoming more through YouTube gaming. The whole reason I have this podcast is the very fact that I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not an expert. I created this podcast just to create a place where we could talk about our observations about live streaming in gaming. Not just Twitch, but all these platforms. I wanted to create and open this dialogue for people, just so that, say they're driving home from work and they're listening to this podcast, and they're listening to the observations in this podcast, things that I observe or things that you all observe as well. At some point, you feel free to chime in. I've got comments on my YouTube. I've got this Facebook page. I've got a Discord as well, And sometimes I forget to link my Discord in my channel, but it's usually in the description, channel description. But yeah, feel free to join those and speak up and say, hey, I think your podcast is dumb. Or, hey, I really got this from your podcast. Or, this is something I observed from Twitch, and you should talk about it, or something like that. So the idea is that when you're driving home from work and you're listening to this podcast or wherever you are, and you're listening to the observations I make or that we make, and that we take for granted, because that's a big thing about my podcast too, is these small little things that we can change that are different from everybody else, that are different from every other streamer. My theme is to question everything in the world of gaming and gaming influencing. And why do we do it this way? What if we did it that way instead? So my point is, when you're listening to it and you hear these observations, that something clicks in your head and you say, I'm going to apply that to my next stream, because that's a really good observation. My whole point is to I hope to allow people to apply things to their streams. That's what it is. So I don't know what all you think, but that's what I think. I think this is a little bit shorter of a episode, and for that, I'm sorry, but that's all I got. I usually go around 20 minutes. I think I'm coming up to about 14 minutes now. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Keep it cool. I will be updating more stuff later on. You heard my little intro where the guy was introducing me. I'm gonna actually keep evolving with that, so let me know if you like it or if you don't. But yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna get a little bit of a sound, more sound bites, and like a little music thing that I have going. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.